My name's Alan John Miller, but I'm actually Jesus.
Throughout history, there have been countless people who have claimed to be God, Jesus, or prophets of God. Many of these people see the potential there is to make people believe that they are the only person to follow, that they have a secret knowledge that only God would give to them. They alone can bring you joy, salvation, and eternal life. In the world we live in, many people see these people as con men. While I am of the opinion that a lot of these leaders are in fact con men, I do believe there are some who truly believe what they are telling people, and believe that God has given them a gift. I stumbled on a story the other day that I had not heard before. There is a man in Australia who claims he is the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. This man's name is A.J. Miller, or Alan Miller. He said that he started seeing visions of his past life at the age of 3. He remembers being on the earth 2,000 years ago, and all the difficulties he had while he was alive. The story starts out with people looking into the idea that this man is building a huge compound in Australia. There are people from all over the world who believe that he is the reincarnation of Jesus. These people are willing to give up everything to follow him, including giving him land and their earthly material goods in order for this cult to thrive. I remember when Waco happened when I was a kid. It was chaos. People were watching as this disaster took place, not knowing how it would end. The dangers that come with people isolating themselves and keeping themselves from the outside world can cause tremendous problems. People taking the side of the leader, thinking that this is all part of the ultimate plan. If they die, then they're going to be in a glorious place that has been promised to them. If not, then they will continue to grow and bring others into the group that they believe is the only way. In this cult, AJ has used psychological tricks to help create false memories in other people's minds. Elizabeth Loftus, who is a memory researcher, has found that some people can cause others to have false memories by simply suggesting that these memories are real. Over time, people can make those memories stronger and more detailed. While AJ claims that he had no hand in any of these people, believing that they were with him 2,000 years ago, the evidence seems to point to the idea that AJ did in fact plant these ideas in these people's head. They trust and believe everything he says. This is a dangerous game this man is playing with these people's lives. This cult fully relies on emotions and how those emotions can be good or bad. He uses his teachings to make people emotionally attached. Once they cling to the idea that he is the Messiah, and he alone knows how to control these emotions, they use that in order to make themselves more devoted to him. Emotions are a huge part of the human experience. We can look back at a time in our own lives and remember when we were happy and use that memory of the emotion to feel happy again. AJ uses deep emotions to make people believe things in their past really did happen, even if there's no evidence that these things ever did happen. He uses emotion as a form of manipulation, and sadly, there are people who are drawn into this cult because they feel a deep connection. Where did this man come from? Where did the ideas that he teaches come from? Often we can see where the person's intentions lie when we look into their past. Miller was raised a Jehovah's Witness, and he was in fact a pastor of the church before becoming a leader of the group he is now. He claimed that he started having visions of his past life at age of 2. He remembers being crucified and why he had to do it. He claims more memories while he was growing up, and by the age of 33, he had fully recognized that he was Christ. We also see in this video people talking about how this cult has ruined their lives. People have lost their family members to this man's idea of life. AJ has a teaching about soulmates and how there's only one person for everyone out there. These people are brought together by God. Sadly, this made marriages of people who were happy and healthy break up. One man lost his wife to this cult because she had become so emotionally attached to it that the feeling it gave her made her feel good and she didn't want that feeling to go away. She left her husband, who had waited 56 years of his life to get married, because he wanted to marry someone that he knew he would spend the rest of his life with. Now all that is gone, because of the impact that this man has on some people. This is what I see when I look at religion, thinking about my childhood, and how this is very similar to the Christian idea of truth. Christians rely on their preacher or pastor to tell them what is in the Bible. Christians follow a man who they do not know personally. When I look at AJ, I see what Jesus was in the first century. Is there any difference between him and the real Jesus? This is exactly how Christianity could have started. A small sect of people following this man around, who believed that if they became his disciples and left everything behind, that they could gain something even more valuable. Jesus promised eternal life if people gave up everything to follow him. AJ is the modern version of what Jesus could have been in the first century. The Jesus of the Bible, while I have no way of knowing if he actually existed or not, has very similar qualities. He keeps people away from the ones they love. Some of his disciples left their families. This included their wives, children, parents, and anyone else who was living in their house. They were charmed by this man who claimed to have divine wisdom of the time. They followed him in hopes that he would make a better world, and they would be the ones to spread his message for him. AJ does the same thing. He sees how vulnerable people are. He knows that there are people who are willing to believe anything he says. He preys on their emotion and promises them a better life if they follow him and his New Age teachings. He tells these people to give him everything to fund his ministry, and they will be able to bring in more and make this community more fruitful. When I watched this video, all I could think was con man. Both could have been amazing con men. These were men who were not satisfied with the lives that they were leading. They wanted something different. They knew there are people in this world who will fall for their manipulation and will do anything for them. Jesus and AJ are never in need, because their followers, and other followers that they bring in, will give them everything they need in life. They can get rich and be able to live better lives, because people are willing to fund them, as long as he continues to give them that good feeling they get when he preaches. I really suggest to anyone who has not seen this video to watch it. It really opened my eyes to see what some people can do to others by simply making them believe what they are saying is true. This video made me aware of how important it is to teach critical thinking skills. I think about all the things I was taught and realize I never thought I was a gullible person. I believed because other people who I trusted believed. I thought they had some secret knowledge that I was never able to tap into. This video has shown me that anyone can fall into traps like this. In church, we often see this problem leak into people's daily lives. If you've not seen the great videos from Genetically Modified Skeptic about MLMs, you should. These are very cult-like in the fact that they claim that you can make money and move up the ladder. But really, they are just taking your money and making their lives better and richer. I think religion is very similar. People see that there are other people willing to give them time, resources, money, and anything else they might want. The pastor or the cult leader becomes rich, and they're able to live these amazing lives. They also get all the attention on them. Everyone thinks that they are the most amazing person ever, and they place them on a pedestal. Nothing is going to stop these people from believing otherwise, because they have been promised ideas which cannot be fulfilled. Yet, they think they will one day. We need to be wary of all religions and cults. We need to help other people see that and give them the ability to think for themselves. The world will never get better, and people will never stop falling for these ideas until people can start thinking for themselves. People deserve to live free and fulfilling lives and get away from anything that could trap them in a life of servitude to anyone else. Hey friends, thanks for watching my video. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button, and subscribe if you haven't. Also, if you would like to support me, all of my links are down below. If you like what I do here, go ahead and watch another one of my videos. And remember, only you can break out of the bubble and start thinking for yourself.